You know, when you think of a Japanese hot spring, an onsen, you're probably picturing a beautiful, relaxing weekend trip, right? But what if I told you that for more than 1,000 years, these very same volcanic waters were actually Japan's most important form of medicine? Well, that's the ancient art of Toji.
So, let's just ask it straight up. Is an onsen just a really nice hot bath? For a lot of people today, yeah, that's exactly what it is. You get a nice soak, a fantastic meal, a gorgeous view. But that's just scratching the surface. It's only a tiny piece of the real story. Because if you go back in time, the answer to that question was a hard no. Before we had modern hospitals and all the pharmaceuticals we have today, hot springs were the medical infrastructure of Japan. They were places you went not just to relax, but to genuinely heal.
And this practice has a name, Toji. Now, this is not about a quick dip on a Saturday. Toji is a serious, long-stay therapeutic regimen. We're talking about staying at a hot spring for weeks, sometimes even a month or more, following a very systematic routine of bathing, diet, and rest, all designed to treat specific illnesses and kickstart the body's own ability to heal itself.
This slide really lays it all out. A regular onsen trip? That's a weekend thing. The goal is fun, relaxation. But Toji? That's a whole different ballgame. The goal is treatment and recovery. The stay is measured in weeks, not nights, and the main activity isn't sightseeing, it's systematic, dedicated therapy.
So where did all this come from? I mean, this is definitely not some new wellness trend that just popped up on Instagram. Toji has this incredibly rich, 1,000-year history as a core part of Japanese medicine, and really, Japanese life itself.
Let's just take a quick look at this timeline. We're going way back to the 8th century, when monks and emperors were using onsen to recuperate. Then you jump forward to the chaotic, warring states period, and these hot springs basically became the unofficial rehab centers for samurai healing from battle wounds. But it was during the long, peaceful Edo period that Toji really went mainstream. It became this annual ritual for everyone, farmers, merchants, to recover their strength and heal from the year's hard work.
Okay, so it has this long, amazing history. But that brings up a really important question for all of us here in the modern day.
Right. Is this all just tradition, maybe a little bit of placebo effect and folk belief, or is there actual measurable science that explains how soaking in a hot spring for a few weeks can actually heal the human body?
Well, the answer is a big yes. There is a ton of science. Modern medicine looks at Toji and calls it a composite therapeutic system. And that's just a fancy way of saying it's not one single thing. It's a powerful combination of different therapies all hitting your body at the same time, flipping all the right recovery switches from multiple directions at once.
And we can actually break this down into 5 key medical actions. You've got the thermal effect, that's the heat, the physical effects of just being in water, the chemical effects from all the minerals dissolved in it, a total reset of your nervous system, and finally, major support for your immune system. So let's zoom in on a couple of these.
All right, first up, the most obvious one, the thermal effect, or what doctors call thermotherapy. This is simply what happens to your body when you warm it up in hot water. But it's way more than just feeling warm and cozy. That heat makes your blood vessels expand, which dramatically increases your blood flow. This does 2 amazing things at once. It rushes a fresh supply of oxygen and nutrients to every muscle and organ, while at the same time, it flushes out all the junk, the waste products and the inflammatory stuff that causes pain. Just think of it like getting a full-body heat pack treatment, but one that runs for weeks on end.
Okay, next up are the physical effects, which is all about aquatic therapy. This boils down to 2 forces you learned about in science class but probably don't think about much: pressure and buoyancy.
And the impact of these forces is pretty profound. Buoyancy makes your body feel like it weighs only about 1/9 of what it normally does. That takes a massive load off your joints, your spine, which is incredible for rehabilitation. And at the same exact time, the gentle, constant water pressure acts like a full-body compression sock, helping to push blood and lymphatic fluid back up towards your heart, improving circulation and cutting down on swelling.
Now, this next one is maybe the most important for our crazy, modern, stressed-out lives: the autonomic nervous system reset. This is all about shifting your body's main control system out of that frantic emergency fight-or-flight mode and into its calm, healing, rest and digest mode. And you can see the results right here. A long Toji stay literally forces your body to switch over to the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the chill-out system. This lowers stress hormones like cortisol, which then has this amazing cascade effect. Your sleep quality goes way up, Your blood pressure stabilizes, your heart rate calms down. It is, quite literally, a complete system reboot for a stressed-out body.
Okay, so Toji is a complex, multi-layered medical system, which brings us to a really important question. Are all hot springs the same? Can you just go to any onsen to do this? And the answer is a huge no. Choosing an onsen for Toji is like choosing a medical specialist for a specific condition.
Just look at this table. This isn't a travel guide comparing views, this is a medical spec sheet. You can see right away, Tamagawa is off the charts for the immune system. Kusatsu is the absolute best for skin conditions, and Teppon is the specialist for calming your nerves and internal organs. And pay attention to that last row, stimulation level. Tamagawa is the most intense, it's not for the faint of heart, while Teppon is much, much gentler. Let's use an analogy to make this crystal clear. Think of Tamagawa Onsen as the hospital's intensive care unit, the ICU. The water there is so incredibly acidic, a pH of 1.2, which is basically like stomach acid, that it acts like a hard reset button for your immune system. People with very serious issues like chronic inflammation or autoimmune disorders go there, but it is incredibly intense. Then you have Kusatsu Onsen. This is the specialist dermatology clinic. Its water is also strongly acidic and full of sulfur, which has this powerful sterilizing effect. That makes it the top destination for people with stubborn skin conditions like atopic dermatitis or psoriasis. It's all about repairing the body's outer layer.
And then there's Teppon Onsen. You can think of this one as the internal medicine or even the psychosomatic clinic. Its waters are much gentler, but rich in minerals that are perfect for calming the nervous system, improving sleep, and healing that deep internal fatigue that comes from years of chronic stress. This is really the specialist for the signature ailments of modern life.
And this all leads us to the most important, almost philosophical point about what Toji really is. It forces us to completely rethink our definition of medicine.
And this right here is the key takeaway of this whole thing. So much of modern medicine is about attacking a disease with a drug or a procedure. Toji's philosophy is completely different. It doesn't attack anything. Instead, it just creates the absolute perfect environment, low stress, high circulation, deep rest, that allows your body's own incredibly powerful self-repair systems to finally take over and do their job. It's not medicine that cures you, it's medicine that restores you.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. In our world, a world that is completely obsessed with speed, with efficiency, with quick fixes for everything, could it be that the real future of our health isn't another pill or another high-tech gadget, but the ancient wisdom of a slow, deliberate, and restorative soak?